And of course we have Tim Daly, Executive Director of Habitat, and Dick East, President of Customers Bank. One person who's not here who's a real important part of this as well is Jane Meeks, the Executive Director of the Berks County Solid Waste Authority. This kind of started out as a project a couple of years ago, trying to figure out how to renovate back here. Opportunity House, the emergency shelter, has been here since 1987, and while all parts of the building have been renovated, this room was never renovated. It was pretty much that type of insulation on the walls. It had brick showing, it had a bunch of gaps. We had water issues back here, we had rodent issues back here. We really just had shelving that was up since the mid-80s. That had never been painted, or it really needed some help. We had a walk-in refrigerator that was half the size of this, that was about 45 years old, constantly breaking. So we had many opportunities to, we looked at this as an opportunity to renovate, and it began with a grant from the Berks County Community Foundation. They were looking to create a way to divert waste from the landfill, otherwise good food that was going to the landfill, looking for ways to divert that waste, put it and reuse it. So that kind of began the process. They gave us a grant for about $26,000. I reached out, Tim and I had gotten to know each other pretty well over the past few years, and he was mentioning if you ever needed work to get done, he had a crew of people through his project at Habitat, and so we enlisted the help of Tim. Cost for this exceeded the $26,000. We kind of knew that. And that's what Customers Bank stepped up to fill the void, fill the gaps, so that we were able to not absorb any additional costs on ourselves. So between the Community Foundation and customers, we were able to cover the costs of these renovations. Jay Meeks came to me last year and told us about a grant through the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection Agency, which was quite similar, trying to divert good produce, good food and produce from the landfill and reusing it. And there was a large grant available. It was about $150,000, and we were able to utilize that money to purchase a truck to go out and pick up products from different, and also partner with Health and Harvest, I might add, to bring in, so to reach out to local businesses like Target and Giant, take their groceries and get them here, and get them out to our shelter residents as well as people in our housing. But we didn't have enough space, so the grant also provided us with the ability to purchase this wonderful washer and dryer. It also provided us with the ability to purchase a new range and convection oven for the shelter kitchen, as well as a dishwasher, because keeping in mind, the real bottom line here is every year we serve over 100,000 meals to the homeless community, people living in our shelter. And that stuff was about 22 or 23 years old. So this all came together at the right time. So we were able to get the dock renovated, purchase new shelving, purchase the walk-in, and partner obviously with these wonderful folks, and then also work with Health and Harvest to try to get the food that they really didn't have the capacity to pick up. So we were able to buy a truck and pick up that produce and bring it here. So we are serving, we still continue to serve over 100,000 meals a year here, but with this extra product coming in, we're also able to operate a food pantry for our clients in our housing programs. We have over 100 people living in our housing programs, as well as people who work in the Opportunity House, many of whom earn below, quite frankly, $11, $12 an hour, who in their own day-to-day lives struggle to pay the bills. So each month we're seeing the pantry opens up twice a month on Saturdays, for about 2 hours on Saturdays, and then during the course of the month, Gillian McClendon, our VP of Shelter and Housing, gets numerous requests from clients in housing or employees to just kind of fill emergency voids and when people don't have food. So this has been a great partnership. What's great about this is that we're actually able to know what we have here. We just used to get stuff in, and we would just put it in here in boxes, and then we kind of, because the shelving was all kind of all over the place, it was filled with all kinds of other stuff. So this really gave us an opportunity to not only renovate, but really to bring some order to this whole dock area. So we're able to rotate stock. We know it's old. We know so we're able to just provide a much better environment for everyone, including when we get back, when COVID's over and we get back to our volunteers coming in and serving meals. We have over 100 volunteers who come in each year to serve meals here at the shelter. So now they'll have better access to stuff that they don't necessarily have to purchase on their own and bring in. So I'm going to shut up right now because this is what I do. Who's up next here? Is it Kitty? I'm going to Tim in space? Or Megan?
Tim, why don't you go next?
Good morning. Thanks for being here. This is an example of what cooperation can produce. This is a real action that took place because the nonprofit community is like a fraternity, and we need to seek out ways when we can help each other. And this is just one example. Dickie's put together a group of nonprofit CEOs about a year and a half ago, and he challenged us. How can we make this community better? And one of the first things that came up was the idea that Modesto and this pantry was in need of repair, and Habitat for Humanity or the bricks and mortar. So we put together an opportunity, and we're standing in it today. And taking a page from Dick's philosophy that I've learned over the years, if you have the ability to help, it is no longer an option. It is a responsibility. And that's what Habitat looks in this community to do. We have a responsibility to do the best we can in a holistic way. And this is just one example of that. So we look forward to seeing more and more progress, different things in the community, but we appreciate the opportunity to have done this for Opportunity House. Thank you.
Dick, would you mind saying a few words?
Well, we have a long and storied history with Opportunity House. Matter of fact, I was thinking about it. It's 30 years.
It's been 30 years, yeah. Dick actually is one of the few people who was here before me at this point. I've been here for over 26, and Dick was volunteering here way before that.
Yeah, we had it. But so, what happens here at Opportunity House is just short of magic. And because this has always been a hand up, not a handout. And starting with the shelter, and then morphing into education, morphing into healthcare, morphing into transitional housing and permanent housing. It's really quite a story. And it's all because of the wonderful work that Modesto does. So we're just delighted to continue our support of this rather extraordinary organization. So thank you, Tim, for your efforts. And Mayor, I can't thank you enough for the positive approach that you've made to governing the city. It shows every day. We've got a long way to go. We all have a long way to go. But you've done a magnificent job.
It's been a long time since the mayor has been here. I don't mean to interrupt. Thank you.
And where's Jason? I saw him walk in.
Mayor, would you mind saying a few words, Mayor?
The honors will be mine.
Jason's here representing the Community Foundation. So thank you, Jason. Awesome for showing up.
Well,
John, good to see you.
sorry. Thank you for the opportunity. It gives me great pleasure to come in, and when I walked in, I got the chills. And I'll share why. I had the pleasure, the privilege, the honor to have been able to be part of a little part of Opportunity House along with Tamara Allen and a group of individuals that would come year after year, and I've done it for about 5 years. Unfortunately, COVID changed some of them things that we were accustomed to doing, and I couldn't personally come this year, but every Thanksgiving and every Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving Eve and Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, I would come with Tamara Allen for probably the last 5 years.
Wow.
And my children would come, and it was just very rewarding, to say the least. So I got the chills that I had missed it that much when I walked in,
Thank you.
knowing the love that is extended from this location. It's not just a hand up. However, I normally say two phrases very often, and I sound like I'm going to be repetitive and redundant, but I'm going to continue to use them as long as I can. We are each other's neighbors.
Oh.
And this is a prime example of that. and we are building a better Reading together. And again, another reason. So I did bring accommodation that I'd like to read, if I may. And it reads as, whereas Habitat for Humanity of Berks County and Opportunity House has been around for more than 30 years, helping families getting back on their feet, becoming homeowners, providing temporary housing to prevent homelessness and food. And whereas today both organizations celebrate the grand opening of the newly renovated Pantry at the Opportunity House, here located at 430 North 2nd Street, Reading, PA. And whereas the City of Reading and I are deeply grateful for Habitat for Humanity and Opportunity House tremendous contribution to our city, our communities, and our neighborhoods. They are not only changing present generation, they are impacting and transforming the lives of the generations to come. They empower and fill the families they serve with incredible tools to become independent, self-sufficient, self-sustained, and great citizens. They are ending cycles and breaking patterns. And whereas a pantry represents a body's sustainability, their pantry provides more than just a physiological need. From the employees to all the volunteers, this pantry represents a place to receive food for their spirit, words of encouragement that remembers each customer that's giving in and not an opinion. And whereas the City of Reading and I celebrate the pantry's opening on Opportunity House and wish Habitat for Humanity in Berks County Opportunity House, the employees and their volunteers, and every partner the best of the successes for many years to come. Now, therefore, I, Eddie Moran, Mayor of this great city of Reading, do present with great honor this commendation to Habitat for Humanity of Berks County and Opportunity House.
Thank you, Mayor.
And please forgive my reading. I'm still a little challenged with my Bell's palsy.
No, thank you. No,
So-
thank you so much.
The honor is mine. Thanks for having us.
Sure, we have Johanna. Okay, we have, Donna would like to present something.
First of all, I will not reread this because we're all in unison. And it is so wonderful to stand with a mayor, as Mr. East has noted, who has done so much for the city. So thank you, Mayor. It's joyful working with you. But I'm here representing your council member, Councilwoman Jahani Cepeda-Freitas. She sends her regrets. Her business is busy and she needed to be there today, but her heart is here. And so since my district's on the other side of the tracks, you can say I came across the tracks to present this on behalf of Jahani, who expresses her gratefulness, her gratitude to everyone, and her support of Opportunity House, and as with the rest of council, but certainly since she represents this area, we all stand with her and the mayor if there's anything we can do to ever be of help. And this commendation is from the councilwoman on behalf of all council and the mayor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I just want to say that in conclusion, just thank you all for coming out. It's wonderful to hear. So I obviously knew about Tamara Allen coming in for many years. You never know who comes into volunteer Opportunity House. A couple people here tonight said that their sons and their in-laws have been here volunteering for 7 years. So we never know, but that's the beauty of what we do here. It's the beauty of Reading, it's the beauty of Berks County. People stepping up to help those less fortunate. So thank you for that. We want to continue to grow this partnership in other ways that can benefit not just the homeless, but really everyone in the city, and make the city, as you're doing, Mayor, bring the city back to life and get us to where we need to be a great community once again. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.